I'm getting more and more excited about the Yankees by the day, all right, that I believe the Yankees right now are the best team in the American League. Absolutely stand by it. No. Now, I don't know that it's going to come to fruition.
Well, we got to see it play out.
I mean, guys get hurt. That's what I believe. I love what they've done so far. And then yesterday, and it was on Zoom, a little presser, right? Stroman and Cashman playing, making amends.
Stroman at first, and then Cashman an hour later. Did you see, by the way, he was driving?
Who was driving?
Cashman.
No, because I just saw it on YouTube. He was driving, or somebody was driving him.
He did the Zoom.
Yeah.
Now you couldn't see his face while he was driving. Anyway,
I got it. So it was just the audio content. But
come on, bro. What are we doing?
But I saw a video. Either way,
okay, yeah.
Whether you heard it, whether you saw it, if you are not quite inclined to sit where I sit right now, maybe a little bit too aggressive for some, that the Yankees will win 95, that I think the Yankees are the best team in the American League now. Maybe what Brian Cashman said yesterday will, maybe further embolden you to meet me. Quote, "We have a very strong team, in my opinion, but we always try to improve upon it when we can and when we can." So, what does that mean? It means that people who think that the Yankees are done are nuts. Now, that doesn't mean they're getting Blake Snell tonight. That doesn't mean they're trading for Dylan Cease next week. That doesn't mean they're signing Trevor Bauer 5 days before camp opens, or Bieber or Burns. The Yankees, who are already set up to be really good, are not done. They are going for it, but they're going for it in an unconventional way. See, when you hear going for it all in, I think, and you and I have gone through this a couple times here, but there's different ways to do it. It's the all-in avalanche. Wow, here's CeCe. Wow, here's Burnett. Wow, here's Mark Teixeira.
Yeah.
This is going to resemble that, but it's going to come in different timelines. They're all in.
What timeline are we waiting for? The season starts soon. Pitchers and catches reporting in a month from now. I mean, what exactly are we waiting for? Here's what happened, okay? They traded for Soto. Huge check. Check. Like,
yeah, we all know that.
Biggest piece, they needed him. Boom, got him. Obviously, Verdugo. Then they went after Yamamoto. Missed out on Yamamoto. Then they made an offer to Blake Snell. He declined rapidly. Then they changed course to Marcus Stroman. Now they're calling it a wrap. I mean, maybe they'll add a bullpen arm. I would expect that they'll add at least one bullpen arm. It's not going to be Josh Hader. It's going to be a lesser bullpen arm. And that's it. And that is a failure of an offseason. They didn't do enough. When I hear that comment from Cashman, you know what I heard a lot of yesterday? Oh, we believe that Stanton's going to be back and be strong. We believe, we know guys got to get healthy and perform. Rizzo, LeMahieu, Rodon. All of a sudden, everybody is believing in Carlos Rodon, a guy who had a 6.80 ERA, couldn't hack it in New York in year one, embarrassed himself and the team with his comments, with his performance. You name away, he embarrassed the Yankees. And yet that's what the Yankees season is now hinging on. Not all these big moves that they made like the Dodgers did, but yet the hope of Carlos Rodon and all the other Yankees that failed last year, whether it was to produce or stay healthy, to have them reverse course this year. I just don't see it.
All right, let's start with this. Who do you think is better right now, definitively, than the Yankees in the American League?
Oh,
Who do you think is absolutely no doubt better?
Well, let's start with the champions and the Texas Rangers.
All right, we'll give that out of respect. I don't think that proves itself this year, but I'll give you Texas.
Even if you want to minimize their postseason run, which the Yankees haven't done in years, obviously, but whatever, it's a run that happens in the postseason. They won the World Series. Let's minimize that. They still had 8 more wins.
I got you.
As a wild card.
I'm going to give you Texas.
The Astros.
I would push back on that strong.
They've never beaten the Astros.
It's not the same team. See, that's the lazy narrative, and that's what everybody's guilty of.
The Astros won the division last year. They won 90 games.
It's not the same Astros team, and you know it.
BT, they haven't been the same Astros team since 2017, and yet every time they face the Yankees, they humiliate them.
So the Texas Rangers, and I'll just go through this, and we'll see how many teams that you have. Texas and the Astros. Who else?
I'm going to go Baltimore.
Again, I'm using the word definitively.
They finished 19 games. I was sure. I was telling myself, I've been saying 14. They finished 19 games better than 19.
Anybody else?
There is no scenario in which the Yankees have closed the gap from 19 games. You want to say Baltimore is not going to be as good. Maybe they come back to the pack a little bit. And you want to say that everybody stays healthy for the Yankees, plus the additions. Maybe they close the gap a little bit. Okay, is that a 10-game difference? There's still 10 games worse.
Okay, so Baltimore. So I'm just going through the
100%
list here
Baltimore.
as Sal checks his commentary.
So
Texas,
Houston,
the
Texas,
Astros, and Baltimore. Anybody else? I'm sensing the list is going to be a little bit longer. Go ahead.
No, definitively.
Stretch it out.
No, I'm going to be realistic. You know that. I can't. I'm not going to put the Mariners on there.
Okay.
I'm not putting anybody in the AL Central
The
on there.
Central is disgusting.
Yeah, so I would never put them. I don't care if the Twins won
Yeah, I
150
got it.
games
Yankees
last
own the
year.
Twins.
Yeah, Twins would never be on there.
Don't put the Rays on this list.
It's either.
Don't put the Red Sox.
It's either.
Don't put Toronto.
I would not put the Red Sox.
Seems like the list is over.
I gave you 3 definitive.
Yep,
Astros, Rangers, Orioles, and then I will say that I believe. We dismissed the Rays. They won almost 100 games last year. They won 99 games.
Okay, go ahead.
Every year. I don't believe in Toronto, so I'm going to put the Rays up there right now.
Okay, so
now,
4.
Now I don't know if I could say like definitively better,
I got
but
you.
they're at least in the conversation.
Okay,
the
so
other 3 definitively.
I want to go back. Let's do a little math here.
Yeah.
So you pointed this out. The Orioles were 19 games better than the Yankees, right?
19
No, I
games.
got you.
Yeah.
Facts are facts. I'm
Right.
not here to refute things that actually happen. But now let's get a little conjecture. So the Yankees won 82 games without Aaron Judge. If Judge was healthy, and just play the math with
Right.
me, 82 becomes what in your estimation? Not even with 62 home runs, although he might have.
Right.
Let's give him 53.
I'll give him 6 more wins.
Okay, so now we're up
That's
to 8.
fair, no?
That's probably in the ballpark.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no, that's,
one
that's
player.
fairly fair.
Like, okay, I'll give
They
you
were
6
playing-
wins.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to quibble over that. That's good. Maybe 7, maybe 5, but in the neighborhood. 88. Okay. Now throw Juan Soto into the mix. What happens there? What are we at?
3 more wins.
A 3.
Yeah.
3.
Look what Juan Soto did with the Padres
wait.
last year. Like, I don't think the individual players all of a sudden you keep tacking on wins.
What?
I'm giving you Judge. I know the impact that Judge has had. I've seen it on this Yankee team.
Okay. So now
And
we're
by the
up-
way, he did come back, and the Yankees still didn't win.
he was not the same player, and the
Well,
Yankees.
Judge was hitting home runs left and right.
No. Actually, no. He was not quite the same. He had some hot streaks because he's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah, of course,
He
to
was
get
a
that
little-
bet that we had. He
Yeah,
finished over there. That's what I remember.
Oh, that's right.
Hitting
Yeah.
5 homers a game, for God's sake.
All right, don't get off the mathematical equation here. 82, we'll give. You gave how many to Judge?
3.
6. No, 6 to Judge, right?
6
Boom.
to Judge,
88,
3 to
to
Soto.
Soto. Boom, we're up
I'll
to
give you
91.
4. I'll give you 4
All
for
right, very
Soto.
generous, Sal. We're up to 92 games right there. So all of a sudden, the gap closes.
Even
Now-
though I don't believe
now,
it really works like that, but for the
fair,
okay,
but
right.
just for the sake of the
All right.
conversation. Now, outside of, you can make this case starting pitching behind Garrett Cole. What was the greatest weakness of the 2023 Yankees?
Where
what
do I
position?
begin?
Well, what position?
Oh, you want to say left field?
I do want to
Outfield?
say
Yeah.
left field.
I know
Yes,
you're
I
gonna
do.
Say that.
Well, I do, because I want to now go to a guy who's a 281 lifetime hitter who always cranks out 25 to 30 doubles, is a borderline elite, certainly above average. Defensive metrics back this up. Check it out if you don't believe me. Left fielder, not center fielder, who's got stones and grit and personality and is exactly what they needed and probably will bat 6th or 7th. So all those things, I'm not even getting to Stroman, who obviously solidifies the rotation. I think
Does
those
he?
Yes.
How obviously? He had a
Because
horrible
he's better
second
than
half.
anybody else that they were throwing out there last year for the most part.
He had a horrible second half.
Stroman's a solid player. I'm not saying he's a star.
Solid. I'm just saying
he's solid.
Yeah, okay, maybe a solid 3. Like, what does that do for you?
Well, when you have an offense that's going to hit, I would imagine average 6 runs a game. A guy who could give you 5 and 2/3 competent innings,
Right.
22, 23 times a year. He'll have a couple of bad starts.
Is he going to be better
obviously.
than what Michael King gave you at the end of the year?
I don't know.
How's the bullpen going to be better?
I don't know that it could be better than the number 1 bullpen in all the baseball, which is what it was a year ago.
I don't
The
trust a closer
Yankees-
with a high 3 ERA and no Michael King in there. I know they moved King starter as well, but I'm just saying, you're losing a valuable arm there.
Understood, Sal. Now we're going to see more from Clark Schmidt. We'll see about Cortez. I don't think he's quite the all-star that he was. I think that was a bit of an outlier. I don't think he's going to be the batting practice pitcher he was a year ago. I throw all this on the table because, and you could refute things that I say. You could refute things that Sal's saying. What I believe is absolutely irrefutable is that the Yankees have the absolute best duo in baseball. That to me, and maybe it's I don't know that it's subjective because stats would probably back that up.
I'm not going to disagree.
I know you're not. So they've got the best 1-2 who are also backed up on the MVP odds. 1-2 in the MVP odds projected with FanDuel. Judge 1, Soto 2. Actually, it might be the other one. No, Judge 1, Soto 2. They've got the Cy Young Award winner. And you heard, and this is what has me even more pumped today. Their general manager, who many of you can't stand anymore or don't believe him, told us we ain't done. Now,
He didn't say that?
Yes, he did. He didn't tell you the way. He didn't pull a WWE promo, but Brian Cashman looked into that microphone and those cameras or the road when he was driving and said, we will do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Now, you have to also factor this in.
Except go for an extra $25 million for Yamamoto.
Forget about Yamamoto.
Except give Blake Snell the $200 million
He's
or
not
more
worth
that he wants.
$200 million.
I'm just saying.
Yankees aren't idiots.
He said they're going to do what they have to do. Except pursue Josh Hader. Like, how much better would this Yankee bullpen be if it comes out today they sign Josh Hader?
It would be
Hey, so
unstoppable.
Of course.
Did Josh Hader
So
sign
go
somewhere
do it.
yet? Now, I don't think he's coming here either. But did he sign somewhere last night that I missed?
What's preventing them from doing that? Like, am I asking too much just to go get Josh Hader?
No,
you
but
can save the money on Yamamoto. You got Stroman on a value. Like, why not go get Josh Hader? Just go in to get him.
Well, he's amazing, but the bullpen's not nearly the weakness that you make it out to be. The Yankees bullpen statistically was number 1.
Yeah, okay.
So they need to address, I think, another starter, which Brian Cashman told us they will. 877-337-6666. I think this team is going to be really good.
And you think right now they're the best team in the American League?
I said it yesterday. I feel even better about it today. Inside of our Town Fair Tires studio we are. Of course, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. All right, Frankie's in Bay Ridge. Get it going first, BT and Sal. What up, Frank?
Hey, BT, what's up?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Sal, you're 100% right. What is BT smoking, dude? Yankees aren't any better than any of the playoff teams that made the playoffs last year. And we trust Cashman to make this team better. And what did he say in yesterday's press conference? We're going to rely on all the guys that were hurt. Rodon, Stanton's going to be good. This guy's going to be good. These hurt guys are going to come back and be great. The Yankees aren't any better.
Frank, let me explain something. Frank, no, I got you, and you don't see it that way, and that's fine. And I understand coming off an 82-win season. They haven't won since 2009. You know, Cashman's time, even for me, should have expired a while ago. Gotcha. Questions about Boone, Stan. See, I don't waste time. Let me just attack Giancarlo Stanton real fast. Now, Sal brings him up a lot, and I understand why. No,
we both don't like him, and you wanted him out of here and said that they would pay him to go away. So now I'm curious to hear what you're going to say.
No, I don't think that you're wrong for bringing him up because he's making a lot of money, and guys who make a lot of money generally get a lot of chances.
And he does nothing. I mean, he can't run. He can't do anything. He can't field.
I wish he was retired, quite frankly.
He's taking up a roster spot that's hurting the team.
We're on the same page with this. I don't really give it any energy except that he will eventually be gone, and natural physical attrition will determine that he must be gone. And I believe when it's unavoidable, the Yankees will eventually, maybe not this year, but next year, eat the money that they have to. The thing about to get rid of him, the thing about Stanton, and people don't understand this yet, but you need to. Stanton doesn't matter because Stanton is not relied upon. Opening day, Verdugo, and we have Judge, and you have Soto in right field.
And Stanton's going to be your DH.
Aaron Judge in center, Soto in right. Yeah, no, Rizzo at first, and then obviously you've got a DH in Stanton, and you manipulate that as long as you can. If he cranks out a couple of bombs, you roll with it. If he's done, and he might be, you bench him. And then, see, the key is when Dominguez comes back. And I know that everybody's fixated on, well, how is DJ playing third on opening day? Is Torres still going to be here? Oh, my gosh, Giancarlo Stanton. The Yankees right now are a power. And when Dominguez comes, it completely marginalizes Stanton. And Dominguez is coming back. How do people not see this? He's fast, he's a masher, he's youthful, and he's energetic. And he's going to be playing center with Verdugo, Judge and right, and Soto's going to be the DH.
And he's played how many big league games in his career?
Let's not 9. Whatever it is.
Let's not pencil him in. And by the way, you're losing the production that you used to get from Stanton, not just last year. I'm talking about years past. So you're replacing, which, by the way, wasn't good enough. Stan at his peak when he was here, with Judge at his peak when he was here, and everybody else on the Yankees playing well and having those pieces in place still wasn't good enough. So now Soto's here to replace some of those guys who are less than, whether it's because they've fallen off performance-wise, whether it's because they can't stay healthy. Soto's here to kind of make up for that, not even add to it. So in a best-case scenario, they are relying on Stanton to produce the level that he used to, combined with Judge being healthy and combined with Juan Soto to maybe get them over the edge. I can't rely on that. I'm sorry, too much bad has happened.
Let's get Mike in Hackensack with BT and Sal. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good.
Listen, this is hard. I can't believe I'm saying this, and I am normally aligned with you, BT, but I'm aligned with Sal.
Okay.
The Yankees have to say, listen, I'm a longtime Yankee fan from the crib. There's a lot to prove here. I mean, the Yankees last year, right, they think they're going to mash their way into the playoffs. They're 200 runs scored behind two teams in their own division.
Mm-hmm.
In their own league, the Rangers and the Rays.
Yeah, their run differential was
they're not going to match their way.
embarrassing.
And the pitching, listen, the starting pitching, we got some issues with Rodon, Nestor, and I'm not a big Marcus Stroman fan. This guy's a 500 pitcher. His whip is 1.25. And listen, I hope
You'll love
we
him
can
for 5
hope.
innings. I mean, he's not bad for 5 innings, at least to
5
start the
innings.
year.
What happened to Major League pitching when we're thrilled about 5 innings?
Yeah, that's a
Thrilled
different
to get 5 innings
conversation.
out of a guy.
You know
It is
that.
a total different
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, and you're not wrong, but I hear you.
But BT, come
Yeah.
on, do you really think they're the best team
I do.
in the AL?
I do.
Really?
I do.
See, that's what I don't get. Where you're getting
don't get
this,
it.
like,
I get you,
I'm,
Mike.
and it makes me sound like ripping the Yankees apart. I'm not.
No.
I could argue that they're 4th or 5th right now in the American League. You want to say that they're 6th or 7th in baseball overall, which isn't bad. I mean, most teams would sign up for that. However, it's the New York Yankees, and they're coming off of a historically bad year for them at 82 wins and no postseason. Like, that hasn't happened in how long with 82 wins? And they were lucky to get
30
that, by
years.
the way. That's what I'm saying. So we're talking about a historically bad season for them in the last, 3 decades. They didn't do enough. I mean, Soto, yes, great. They needed more. They know it, and you know it. So why are we accepting? And how could you possibly think that they're the best team in the AL where they were almost 20 games worse than the division-leading Orioles?
Because context matters. And too often in some of these conversations, context is either ignored out of a lack of intelligence, ignored out of jealousy, or ignored because some people just don't see what I see, which doesn't make me right. And that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. Like, you're making it seem like this opinion of mine is so wildly radical. By the way, every sports book in the world has the Yankees with the highest projected win total in the American League.
Right.
They have the third. For those who don't know this, now I'm not saying Vegas is always right because they're not, but they have a general sense of what's up. They react to what transpired, what might. They throw it all in a blender, and they give you some sort of a roadmap, right? And the roadmap in their estimation, the Braves, I think, are 101. The Dodgers right there. The Yankees are 93.5, which, by the way, I think is low. I think the Yanks are winning 95, 96.
Hey, I wouldn't be shocked if that's the case. I feel like it's disrespecting the other teams that have actually accomplished something
But the Orioles
where the
for
Yankees
1
haven't.
year? Toronto, who never wins anything? One team.
Yeah,
the
but
Astros, that's different.
Not Toronto.
The Astros are different.
Well, the Astros are there. The
but
Rangers,
they're not the same team that used to beat the
But
Yankees
it
every
doesn't-
year
they-
like a drum.
They've had different variations and still beat the Yankees like a drum every which year, and they won the division, and the world champions are the Texas Rangers, and the Orioles are young and a team that's on the rise. Finished 19 games in front of them. Those are 3 definitive in their own league, not to mention the Dodgers and Braves. You're talking about a top 6 team. All right, 6 or 7 for the Yankees. That's good enough for you?
This guy, man. This guy. Oh.
I know. I'm just confused.
I do
That's it.
believe that you are, for the record, I mean, I don't even really need to say this. Hopefully most people hear this. I believe that you are being completely objective here. I don't think that there's any, how we do our thing. No way. Like, when it comes down to crack the nut, we're going to crack the nut based on what we really believe, not just
Right.
have a little fun. Sal honestly believes what he's saying, and I respect it. I just think he's off. I
Right.
think the Yankees are ready to rock. Rock. And the general manager yesterday told you, if you listened and you didn't tune him out because you're tired of him, he told you straight up, we're not even done.